Rain slammed against the hospital windows as Ayla rushed down the corridor, her shoes squeaking against the polished floor. A nurse called after her, but she didn't stop. Her heart pounded too loudly to hear anything clearly. "Miss Carter." The doctor finally caught up, gripping her arm gently but firmly. She turned, breathless. "Is he okay? Please. Just tell me he's okay." The doctor hesitated. That pause said everything. "He needs surgery. Immediately." Ayla felt the world tilt. "Then do it." "It's not that simple," he said carefully. "The cost is significant. Without a deposit, we can't proceed." "How much?" Her voice trembled. He named the figure. Ayla laughed, sharp, broken, disbelieving. "That's not possible. There has to be another way." "I'm sorry." She looked through the glass panel at her father lying unconscious, machines keeping him alive. The man who had raised her, who had sacrificed everything for her, was slipping away, and she was powerless. "No," she whispered. "No, no, nay." "Miss Carter," another voice cut in, calm and controlled. She turned. A man stood at the end of the hallway, dressed in a perfectly tailored black suit, untouched by the chaos around him. His presence alone seemed to quiet the air. "Who are you?" she asked, wiping her tears. "Ethan Cole." The name meant nothing to her, but the confidence behind it made her uneasy. "I couldn't help overhearing," he continued. "You need money. Urgently." Ayla stiffened. "I don't need pity." "Good," he said, "because I'm not offering pity." He stepped closer, his gaze sharp, assessing. "I'm offering a solution." "What kind of solution?" "One that saves your father's life." Her chest tightened. "And what do you get in return?" "A signature." She frowned. "On what?" "A contract." Ayla stared at him. "That's it. You expect me to just sign something without knowing what it is?" "You'll know," he said. "Every detail." "I don't deal in deception, only agreements." "Then tell me." Ethan paused, as if choosing his words carefully. "You work for me?" "Exclusively." "You follow my instructions." "In return, I cover every medical expense, not just now, but for as long as your father needs care." Ayla swallowed. "That's not normal." "No," he agreed. "It's not." "Why me?" His eyes held hers for a second too long. "Because you're exactly who I need." "That doesn't answer my question." "You'll also get something else," he added. "What?" "I'll help you find your biological parents." Ayla froze. The words hit deeper than anything else he had said. "I don't," she started, then stopped. "How do you know about that?" "I make it my business to know things." "I'm not interested." This wasn't over. It had only just begun. "If this story is pulling you in already, you're going to want to stay till the end, because everything is about to get a lot more complicated." Ayla didn't sleep that night. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw the contract, the signature. The moment everything in her life shifted without warning. By morning, Ethan was already waiting outside her father's hospital room. "You don't waste time, do you?" she said, crossing her arms. "Time is expensive," he replied. "You should know that by now." "My father just had surgery, and it was successful," he said calmly. "Which means our agreement begins today." Ayla clenched her jaw. "You couldn't even give me a day." "I gave you your father's life," he said, his tone still even. "This is the exchange." She looked at him, searching for any sign of softness. There was none. "Fine," she said. "What do you want me to do?" "Come with me." "Where?" "You'll see." "I'm not leaving the hospital." "You will," he said, "because your father is stable, and the sooner we start, the sooner you understand why you're here." Ayla hesitated, then looked back through the glass at her father sleeping peacefully. "I'll come back," she murmured to herself. Then she followed Ethan. The drive was silent. Ayla watched the city blur past the tinted windows of his car, her thoughts racing. "You still haven't explained, why me?" she said finally. "I did," he replied. "You're exactly who I need." "That's not an explanation." "It's enough for now." She scoffed. "You're unbelievably frustrating." "And you're still here," he said. That shut her up. When the car finally stopped, she looked up at a towering glass building. "Your office?" she asked. "My company." Ayla stepped out slowly, feeling completely out of place. Inside, everything was sleek, controlled, intimidating, just like him. People moved quickly, glancing at Ethan with a mix of respect and fear. "Stay close," he said. "I'm not a child." "Then don't get lost." She rolled her eyes but followed him into a private elevator. The doors closed, and silence wrapped around them again. "What exactly am I supposed to do here?" she asked. "Observe, learn. And when I ask something of you, you do it." "That's vague." "It's intentional." The elevator opened to a quiet, luxurious floor. His office was massive, but not cluttered, every detail precise. "Sit," he said, gesturing to a chair. Ayla remained standing. "I'm not your employee." "Not really." "You signed the contract," he reminded her. She exhaled sharply and sat. Ethan placed a file in front of her. "What's this?" she asked. "Your life." She frowned. "I already know my life." Not all of it. Her fingers hesitated before opening the file. Inside were documents, photos, records, things she had never seen before. Her heart began to race. Where did you get all this? I told you, he said. I make it my business to know things. She flipped through the pages, her breathing growing uneven. There's information about my adoption, she said. Details I was never given. Keep reading. Her hands trembled slightly as she turned another page. A photograph slipped out. A man and a woman, well-dressed, wealthy, smiling. Something about them felt familiar. Who are they? She asked quietly. Ethan didn't answer immediately. Then, your biological parents. The room seemed to shrink. No, she said, shaking her head. That's not possible. It is. You're lying. Why would I lie about this? Ayla stared at the photo, searching for something, anything, that made sense. She swallowed. They look like people who wouldn't give up their child. Appearances are often misleading. Why are you showing me this now? She demanded. What does this have to do with your contract? Everything. Her chest tightened. Explain. Ethan walked around his desk slowly. Your parents weren't just wealthy, he said. They were powerful, influential, and they disappeared. Ayla blinked. What? Years ago. Their business collapsed overnight. Scandal. Debt. Then nothing. That doesn't make sense. It does when you know the full story. Then tell me. His gaze hardened slightly. In time. No, she snapped, standing up. You don't get to drag me into this and then decide when I deserve answers. You agreed to follow my lead. I agreed to save my father. She shot back, not to be manipulated. For a moment, tension crackled between them. Then Ethan sighed, quiet, controlled. I'm not your enemy, Ayla. That's not convincing. I'm trying to help you. By keeping me in the dark. By protecting you, he corrected. From what? He didn't answer. That silence said everything. Ayla laughed bitterly. So that's it. I signed my life away to a man who won't even tell me the truth. Ethan stepped closer, his voice lower now. If I told you everything right now, you wouldn't be ready for it. Try me. Their eyes locked. For a second, something shifted, something almost human in his expression. Then it was gone. You'll meet them, he said. Her breath caught. My parents. Yes. When? Soon. Ayla's heart pounded. After years of wondering, she was finally going to meet them. But instead of excitement, all she felt was fear. Why now? She asked softly. Because they're looking for something, he said. What? You. The word hung in the air. Ayla stepped back. That doesn't make sense. They don't even know me. They know more than you think. Her mind raced. Why would they want me after all this time? Ethan's jaw tightened slightly. Because you're important, he said. To them. To everything. That's not an answer. It's the only one you're getting right now. Ayla shook her head, overwhelmed. This is insane, she whispered. All of this, it doesn't feel real. It is, he said quietly. She looked at him, searching again for the truth behind his calm exterior. Why do I feel like you're not telling me everything? She asked. Because I'm not. At least he was honest. That doesn't bother you, she pressed. It should bother you more than me. Ayla exhaled slowly, trying to steady herself. Okay, she said finally. Let's say I believe you. Let's say all of this is real. What happens next? Ethan held her gaze. We prepare. For what? For when your past catches up to you. A chill ran through her. And if I don't want it to? She asked. He tilted his head slightly. You don't have that choice anymore. Silence filled the room again. Ayla looked down at the photo in her hand. Her parents. Strangers who somehow held the answers to everything. And maybe the danger too. You said they're looking for me, she said quietly. What happens when they find me? Ethan didn't hesitate this time. That depends, he said, on whether we find them first. Ayla looked up sharply. Why? Yes. She frowned. You keep saying that like we're on the same side. His expression softened. Just slightly. We are, he said. She wanted to believe him. But something deep inside warned her not to. And yet she had no choice but to keep going. Because now, this wasn't just about saving her father. It was about discovering the truth. And that truth was getting closer. Closer than she was ready for. If you think you know where this is going, you don't. Because the next part changes everything. The next morning came too fast. Ayla barely had time to process everything before Ethan's driver was already waiting outside her apartment. She hadn't even unpacked her thoughts, let alone her emotions. When she stepped into the car, Ethan was already inside. You don't sleep, do you? She said, settling into the seat. I sleep when things are settled, he replied. And things aren't settled now. Not even close. She folded her arms. Where are we going? To meet someone. Her stomach tightened. My parents. Yes. The word hit harder this time. Ayla stared out the window, her reflection looking back at her, tense, uncertain, afraid. Before we get there, she said, you're going to tell me everything you've been hiding. Ethan was quiet for a moment. Then, Your parents didn't just disappear. They were involved in something illegal. Her chest tightened. What kind of illegal? Financial manipulation. Fraud. But that's only part of it. Then what's the other part? He looked at her. They took something that didn't belong to them. What does that have to do with me? Everything, he said. That's not an answer, Ethan. It's the truth you're ready for right now. She clenched her jaw but didn't push further. The car slowed. When it stopped, Ayla looked up, and her breath caught. A massive estate stood before them, gates already opening as if they had been expected. This is where they live? She asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Yes. They're not exactly hiding. They don't need to, he said. Ayla stepped out of the car slowly, her legs feeling heavier with every step. This feels wrong, she murmured. Ethan moved beside her. Stay close to me. I thought I was supposed to face them. You will, he said, but not alone. They walked up the long path together. The front door opened before they could knock. A woman stood there, elegant, composed, her eyes sharp. For a moment, she simply stared at Ayla. Then her expression shifted. Ayla, she said softly. The sound of her name in that woman's voice sent a strange chill through her. You know me? Ayla asked. I've been waiting for you, the woman replied. A man stepped into view behind her, tall, controlled, his gaze landing on Ethan first. You shouldn't have brought him here, the man said coldly. I didn't bring him, Ayla said quickly. I came on my own. That's not entirely true, Ethan said calmly. The tension snapped instantly. You have a lot of nerve, showing up here, the man said, his voice tightening. And you have a lot of explaining to do, Ethan replied. Ayla looked between them, her heart racing. What is going on? The woman stepped forward, her eyes never leaving Ayla's face. Come inside, she said gently. There's so much you need to understand. Ayla hesitated, then walked in. The house was quiet. Too quiet. Everything felt controlled, like a place where secrets lived comfortably. Sit, the woman said. Ayla didn't. I think I'll stand, she replied. The man gave a small nod, almost approving. You have her spirit. That doesn't answer my questions, Ayla shot back. Why did you give me up? Silence fell. The woman inhaled slowly. We didn't give you up because we wanted to. Then why? Because we had no choice. That's what everyone says, Ayla snapped. But I'm done with vague answers. I deserve the truth. The man glanced at Ethan. And what has he told you? Enough to know you're not innocent. A flicker of something passed through the man's eyes. Then he's told you his version, he said. I told her the facts, Ethan replied. You told her what benefits you, the man shot back. Stop. Ayla's voice cut through them. I'm not a weapon you can fight over. I'm a person, and I want the truth. The woman stepped closer. You're right. And you deserve to hear it from us. Ayla's chest rose and fell rapidly. Then say it. The woman hesitated, then spoke. Years ago, your father and I were part of a business deal, she began. A very powerful one. With him? Ayla asked, pointing at Ethan. The man shook his head. With his family? Ayla froze. What? Ethan's family was involved, the woman said. But something went wrong. Something? Ethan's voice sharpened. You stole from us. We protected ourselves, the man replied. You destroyed my family, Ethan said, stepping forward. Ayla turned to him. What do you mean? He didn't look at her. My parents lost everything, he said quietly. Because of them. The room fell silent. Ayla's heart pounded. Is that true? Her biological parents didn't answer immediately. That's not the whole story, the woman said finally. It never is, Ethan replied. Then tell me the whole story, Ayla demanded. The man sighed. We were set up. By who? Ayla asked. He looked at Ethan again. By someone inside his family. Ethan's jaw tightened. That's a lie. It's not, the woman said. We didn't take what you think we did. We took something that would have destroyed all of us if it got out. Ayla's head spun. What are you talking about? A file, the man said. Information powerful enough to ruin everyone involved. And you kept it? Ayla asked. We hid it, the woman corrected. Where? Ethan demanded. The woman's gaze shifted back to Ayla. With her. Everything stopped. Ayla blinked. What? When we realized how dangerous things had become, the woman said, we had to protect you. By abandoning me. By hiding the truth inside something no one would ever suspect. Ayla shook her head. I don't understand. The man stepped closer, his voice low. You were never just our daughter, he said. You were the key? Ayla's breath caught. To what? She whispered. To everything they've been looking for, he said, glancing at Ethan. The room felt suffocating. That's why he helped you, the woman added softly. Not out of kindness but because he needs what you have. Ayla slowly turned to Ethan. Is that true? She asked. For the first time since she had met him he didn't answer immediately. That silence hurt more than anything. You used me, she said, her voice breaking. Ethan stepped toward her. It's not that simple. It is to me, she snapped, stepping back. You made me trust you. I never lied about the contract. But you didn't tell me the truth either. I was going to, he said. When? After you got what you wanted. His silence answered her again. Ayla laughed bitterly, tears filling her eyes. I should have listened to my father. Ayla, don't, she cut him off. Just don't. She turned back to the people in front of her, the ones who were supposed to be her parents. And you, she said, you hid something inside me. What does that even mean? The woman stepped forward, her voice trembling slightly for the first time. It means we did what we had to do to keep you alive. By turning me into a target? Ayla asked. By giving you a chance, the man said. Ayla shook her head, overwhelmed. This is insane, she whispered. All of you, you're all insane. She turned and walked toward the door. Ayla, wait, Ethan said, reaching for her. She pulled away. Stay away from me, she said. And then she left. The air outside hit her like a shock. Her heart pounded, her thoughts spiraling. Everything she believed, everything she trusted was falling apart. But one thing was clear now. She wasn't just caught in the middle of a story. She was the center of it. And whatever came next, there was no running from it anymore. If you've made it this far, you already know this isn't a simple story, but the ending might surprise you more than anything else. Ayla didn't stop walking until the gates were far behind her. Her chest burned, her thoughts louder than the world around her. Every word replayed in her head. Asterisk, you were the key, he used you, we hid it inside you. Asterisk. Hey, Ayla. She froze. Ethan's voice. She almost kept walking. Almost. But something in her, anger, hurt, the need for answers, forced her to turn. Don't, she said immediately as he approached. Don't come any closer. He stopped a few feet away, breathing slightly heavier than usual. For the first time, he didn't look completely in control. Just listen to me, he said. I've done enough of that. I was trying to protect you. She let out a short, disbelieving laugh. That's everyone's favorite excuse today. It's the truth. No, she snapped. The truth is you saw me as a means to an end. That's how it started, he admitted. The honesty hits harder than a lie. Ayla's eyes stung. Wow. You really don't know when to stop, do you? But it didn't stay that way, he said quickly. Things changed. For you, she said. Not for me. It did for you too, whether you want to admit it or not. She shook her head. Don't tell me what I feel. I'm not, he said. I'm telling you what's real. You think I would have paid for your father's treatment, kept you safe, stayed this close, if this was just about a file? Yes, she said without hesitation. That's exactly what I think. That landed. He looked away briefly, then back at her. Then you don't know me at all. Maybe I never did. Silence stretched between them. Then Ayla exhaled slowly, forcing herself to steady. Explain it, she said. All of it. Right now. No half-truths. Ethan nodded once. Your parents weren't lying about the file, he said. But they didn't tell you everything either. Of course they didn't. The information they took, it wasn't just financial records, he continued. It exposed a network, people in power, illegal deals, things that could destroy a lot of lives. And they hid it inside me, she asked. Yes. How is that even possible? He hesitated, then said, it's encrypted data, stored in something you've had your entire life. Ayla frowned. What are you talking about? Your necklace, he said. Her hand instinctively went to her neck. The small pendant her father had given her years ago. You're lying, she whispered. I'm not. She pulled it off quickly, staring at it, like she was seeing it for the first time. This is just a necklace. It's more than that. Her grip tightened. And you knew this the whole time? Yes. And you didn't tell me. I needed to be sure, he said. If I had told you too soon, you could have been in danger. I was already in danger, she shouted. Because of you. Because of all of us, he corrected. Ayla laughed bitterly again, shaking her head. This is unbelievable, she said. So what now? You take it. You finally get what you wanted. Ethan stepped closer, but slowly this time. If I wanted to take it, he said, I would have done it already. She looked up at him, searching his face. Then why haven't you? Because it's not just about getting it, he said. It's about what happens after. And what happens after? She asked. Whoever controls that information controls everything connected to it. Ayla's stomach twisted. So I'm just supposed to trust you with it? I'm asking you to decide, he said. She blinked. What? It's your choice, he continued. Not mine. Not your parents'. Yours. That's new, she muttered. I mean it. She studied him carefully. You could be lying again, she said. I could, he admitted. But I'm not. Why should I believe you? He didn't answer immediately. Then, quietly, because I'm standing here instead of forcing it from you. The words hung in the air. Ayla looked down at the necklace again. Everything came back to this. Her past. Her parents. Ethan. The danger. All of this started because I wanted to save my father, she said softly. And you did, Ethan replied. She swallowed. He deserves to know the truth. Ethan nodded. Then let's go tell him. The hospital room felt different this time. He was awake, stronger, and the moment Ayla walked in, his expression shifted. Ayla, he said, relief flooding his voice. You're okay? She rushed to his side, taking his hand. I'm okay, she said, but we need to talk. His eyes moved to Ethan standing behind her. You, he said, his tone tightening. I kept my end of the deal, Ethan replied calmly. And at what cost? Her father asked. Ayla squeezed his hand gently. Dad, there's something you didn't tell me? He went still. What do you mean? He asked. She hesitated, then held up the necklace. This, what is it really? His face changed. Not confusion, not surprise. Guilt. Ayla, he started. Please, she said. No more secrets. I can't take it anymore. He closed his eyes briefly, then opened them again. I was trying to protect you, he said. From what? From this exact moment, he replied. Tears filled her eyes. Then you knew? Yes. Everything. Not everything, he said, but enough. Then tell me, she whispered. He looked at Ethan, then back at her. That necklace was given to me the night I took you in, he said. Your parents told me to keep it safe, to never let anyone take it. And you agreed? I did, he said, because I knew they were in danger and that meant you were too. Ayla's voice shook. So my whole life, this was always there? Yes. She looked down at it again, her mind racing. And now, she asked, what do I do with it? Her father squeezed her hand gently. You do what's right, he said. Not what they want. Not what he wants. Ayla looked at Ethan, then back at her father, then at the necklace. A long silence passed. Finally, she took a deep breath. I'm not giving it to anyone, she said. Ethan's expression didn't change, but something in his eyes did. I'm going to use it, she continued. Expose everything. End it. Her father nodded slowly. That's my girl. Ethan stepped forward. That's dangerous. So is everything else in my life right now, she replied. You won't be able to do it alone. I won't, she said. He frowned slightly. What does that mean? She met his gaze. It means, she said, if you really want to prove you're not the man I think you are, you'll help me. A pause. Then, okay, he said. Just like that. Ayla blinked. That's it. That's it. No conditions. No contracts. She studied him carefully. Why? She asked. Ethan took a breath. Because some things matter more than revenge, he said. Her heart skipped slightly. Better late than never, she said quietly. Weeks passed. Carefully planned moves. Encrypted files decoded. Names exposed. The truth came out. And when it did, it shook everything. The people behind it were brought down. The danger faded. And for the first time in a long time, things were quiet. Ayla stood outside the hospital, her father beside her. He was healthy again. Stronger. Free. We made it, he said softly. She smiled. Yeah, we did. Footsteps approached. She didn't need to turn to know who it was. Ethan stopped beside her. It's over, he said. It is, she agreed. A small silence passed. Thank you, she added. He nodded. You did the hard part. She looked at him. We both did. Another pause. Then he said, what happens now? Ayla exhaled slowly, looking ahead. Now, I live my life, she said, on my terms. He gave a small, genuine smile. I'd expect nothing less. She hesitated, then smiled back. Maybe you can be part of it, she said. His expression softened. I'd like that. Her father cleared his throat lightly behind them. I'm still here, you know. Ayla laughed. And for the first time in a long time, it felt real. No contracts, no secrets, just a future she finally chose for herself. If you enjoyed this story and want more emotional, twist-filled stories like this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You won't want to miss what's coming next.